Hey, what's going on guys? Kalamazi here, and welcome back to another Battle for Azeroth Mythic Plus video. This time we'll be taking a look at a recent level 3 Fortified Waycrest Manor that I ran as destruction. Now Waycrest Manor is easily my favorite dungeon in Battle for Azeroth, and I've been waiting for this entire alpha and beta cycle to get a chance to run it on Mythic Plus, so I was super excited for this run. Now before we get to that, I just wanted to remind you that if you're interested in entering the game time giveaway I'm holding, be sure to register through the link in the description to Gleam. All you have to do is be subscribed to the channel and enter via Gleam to win. I was using the same talent build as the level 4 Toll the Gore I ran, and still feel it's the best build for destruction at Mythic Plus currently. I did have a lot of requests for both Demonology and Affliction in the comments of past videos, but sadly they're just not in a great place for Mythic Plus with their current tuning. Hopefully that and some of the issues plaguing the specs will be addressed in the next tuning pass, however. I did want to mention that Rogue was sitting around 343 item level, and the Windwalker was around 340, with myself sitting right around 336. I wanted to mention also that Warcraft Logs is still having a bit of trouble with Mythic Plus logs on BFA Beta, so we'll still be using the in-game damage meter to track DPS until it's corrected. I do have a more in-depth damage breakdown for the last two encounters and our overall DPS towards the end of the run, so make sure to stick around for that if you want to see those. Now just like the previous Mythic Plus runs, I did opt to leave in all the trash. It's a big part of Mythic Plus, but if you want to see specific boss encounters, I have a link to their timestamps in the description below as well.
Fuel my rituals. Your blood will fuel my rituals. My sisters will end you. Mother, grant me power. You have no power here! Dance, puppet, dance! You've had your turn! Your destruction is at hand! To me, sister. I love the sound of snapping limbs. Give me the iris, you fool! Only I can focus its power. You belong to me now. You've had your turn! You bear my body cracks. Release my iris to me, sister. My you come from? Is it considered polite to murder your hostess's servants? On second thought, don't answer that. I can tell by your dull expressions.
Now the order in which you fight the first three bosses seems to be random, just like it is in non-Mythic Plus runs. The Sisters encounter might seem like an encounter where destruction would excel due to Havoc, but with two of the three Sisters being effectively inactive while the third is active makes Havoc cleave pretty much useless. Outside of the brief cleave windows you get when the mind controls on a party member, the fight is pretty much a single target encounter with a little bit of target swapping, which a Windwalker, Monk, and Rogue will do much better at than a Warlock will.
thorns seek your soul. Yes, release us.
The Soulbound Goliath was the second encounter. This is a much better destruction fight than the last. It's pretty much a fast burn encounter with a few small windows of 2-target cleave with the thorns to spawn. The group must kill them as a party member is impaled upon them, and this is a great time to get solid 2-target cleave in with Havoc. Once they're dealt with, you simply go back to DPS and the boss, who does hit pretty hard at times. I think this fight will be pretty interesting on Tyrannical, and with the thorns having more health, we should see a good bit more damage out of us in destruction with longer Havoc uptime.
Why not join me in this and marvel at death's beauty?
The third encounter is Raal the Gluttonous, and he's a stationary boss that spawns a good bit of adds over the course of the encounter. He periodically spawns these small green slimes and he can be quickly AoE down. If they come in contact with you, they seem to apply a slow that makes it hard to get out of the boss's frontal smash ability. I thought the Cataclysm Interchannel Demon Fire would be pretty strong here, but sadly they just died way too quickly with the Windwalker Monk and Rogue cleaving them all. He does spawn larger, slower moving adds to try to reach the boss further into the fight, which would be great having targets, but sadly he was pretty much dead at this point, and we just slowed them or ignored them mostly to finish the actual encounter.
You won't take it from me! No! You won't take it from me!
Lord and Lady Waycrest for the fourth encounter is a pretty simple encounter overall. As a groupie DPS down Lord Waycrest, while Lady Waycrest periodically transfers some of her health to him, thus making the group burn another 20% or so again. When she reaches a low amount of health, she joins the fight and you get DPS them both down. There's a bit of movement, but our strongest point in the fight is when Lady Waycrest joins the encounter. Being able to pull shards and apply havoc at that point leads to a strong amount of 2-target burst. If this was in a tyrannical setting or a higher key in general, I think we'd be able to get our havoc window in here before the encounter ended, thus further increasing our damage in the last phase. The breakdown shows the Chaos Bolt was our main source of damage at roughly 23%, followed by then Incinerate and our Imp's Firebolt. There is some merit to keeping Immolate rolling on Lady Waycrest while she goes across the room for increased shard generation, but with her taking barely any damage and it being a pretty fast kill, it did not seem worth it overall. You also might have noticed that we were not able to use our Infernal over the course of the boss, and that was due to the fact that we pulled a very large trash pack, well actually 2 of them, before the boss, which required an actual CD and stun and the use of the Infernal.
None will escape my vengeance! Quickly, burn it! Gorak Tul has been banished.
The final boss was Gorak Tul, and he does have a good bit of 2-target cleave present during the encounter. The ants can be killed with the burning torches, but mostly cleave them down or ignore them towards the end of the encounter. This was hands down the fight where we got the most usage out of Havoc, and even with that being the case, we're still in third DPS wise at the end. I think this goes to show that there's still a good bit of tuning that needs to be done for multiple classes, especially rogues, and even with the item level disparity accounted for in this run, there should not be an 8,000 DPS difference between myself and the rogue. The fight breakdown here shows Chaos Bolt being our #1 ability, followed by our Infernal's Immolation Aura, and then Incinerate. This is partially due to there being ads present for the aura to hit, but it also goes to show how strong of a cooldown it actually is. It was then followed by Incinerate, and then our pets fell Firebolt, which is pretty consistent from fight to fight. Our overall damage breakdown for the run shows Chaos Bolt is our main source of damage by a large margin, then followed by Channel Demon Fire, Conflagrate, and Immolate. Cataclysm is very close behind Immolate, and one thing to keep in mind is that it applies Immolate to each mob it hits, which is the main reason as to why Immolate is so high in our damage contribution. It enables the Cataclysm into Channel Demon Fire opener on a lot of larger trash bowls, and then leaves Immolate ticking all the mobs, which generates as shards for a double Chaos Bolt Havoc window. In the end, I felt the run was solid, even though we did not beat the timer due to some bug mobs after the 4th boss. I think most of the trash packs felt pretty good damage-wise, but I'm interested to see how they feel on higher fortified keys or teaming weeks, as at times they did feel like they were hitting pretty hard for being only a 3 key. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I really hope you liked this run through Waycrest Manor as much as I did. Hopefully in next week's build there will be a tuning pass addressing the excessive nerfs to Demonology, as well as Affliction's underperformance, and we'll then be able to run some pluses across different specs. Also remember guys, if you're interested in entering the Game Time giveaway, remember to like this video, and all you have to do is be subscribed to the channel and enter the contest through the link to Gleam in the description below. The contest will be ending on July 4th, and their winner will be randomly selected and then announced and contacted that week. I really want to thank you all so much for the support you've shown both myself and the channel over the past few months, and I felt with BFA being so close, this would be a great way to give back to you all. If you guys want to see more WoW and BFA content, remember to smash those like, share, and subscribe buttons, as your support really helps. As always, thanks so much guys, and I'll see y'all pretty soon in Battle for Azeroth. Peace.